Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Fetch Quest podcast, where we talk about video games and more. I'm your host for tonight, Brewer, joined by my fellow host, Connor.
Hello.
All right, Connor, are you ready to record our video on?
Yes, Brewer. I'm really excited to do an episode on.
Oh my god, this stupid goose won't stop interrupting the intro. Hey, let go of my snacks!
He's got a knife!
Open the door, try and let it out. Okay, I think it's gone.
Hey, what were we gonna talk about again?
I can't remember. I can't stop thinking about that douchebag goose.
Let's talk about the goose then. That's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah, let's talk about it on our episode on Untitled Goose Game. A very, very fun game that released a couple of years ago and took the internet by storm because of a silly, kind of just douchebag goose that tried to ruin everyone's lives that you played as.
Yes, so really, you are the douchebag goose.
Wow, that's really introspective, Connor.
Yeah, I know. I am a modern philosopher. I've been told many times.
I can tell you're an English major.
Exactly. But as Brewer said, this game came out a while ago. I remember seeing it on a bunch of like popular Let's Play channels. I think Markiplier played it. I know Jacksepticeye played it and stuff like that. And it was a very big game for a bit. And as I guess it's just a quick general synopsis, you play as this goose whose entire job is to just basically torment the citizens of this little village you live near on your quest to get a bell. And that's basically the game. You do little puzzles to make the lives of these people miserable.
Yeah, usually you have a couple of sectioned off areas, and in each of them you have a little to-do list that will give you small hints as to what you need to do. So one of them will be like, oh, get into the pub, which is like pretty obvious. Other ones is like, be awarded a flower. So like you'll have to look around and figure out, how am I going to get awarded this flower? And it's really fun just looking around because there's a lot you can do to mess with the people of the village. And then also on top of that, there's a couple other secret objectives as well that like is like, oh, you thought of this as the player, the developers thought of it as well. So it's just a nice, enjoyable, short experience.
Yeah, and I think this sort of like little like I guess you could call them like levels of like these levels that have like these interconnected parts really works well for the game because it's with each sort of level it's able to expand on the sort of concepts a bit more because there's not like any crazy controls in the game. You have a button to grab things, you have a button to like crouch down so you can either go under things or pick up things on the ground, and then you have a run button and a button to honk, and there is one button to flap your wings, but that one's pretty, I'll be honest, that one's pretty useless.
Hey, it adds to the flavor of the game.
It adds to the flavor.
It really makes you feel like an asshole goose.
The exaggerated swagger of an asshole goose.
Yeah, but I think the simple controls work really well just so they can focus on the level design, and especially I really like the animations for this game, surprisingly. Especially like for a lot of the characters, like a lot of them that are focusing on stuff. A common way to solve a lot of puzzles I've noticed is like usually you just honk while they're in the middle of like focusing on something really important.
Yeah.
It's like imagine I was like trying to hammer some nails in to like build a shed or something.
Yeah.
And some goose starts going, honk, 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 and then I like hit my thumb. Yeah. I hate that goose now.
Yeah, exactly. And I like the sort of structure the game has because every level is like decently similar in that you go into there, you'll have a bunch of like these different tasks. One of them is always some like collect items at X point thing. Like the first one you have to set a picnic. The third one you have to
grab a bunch of like shop items.
Well, the second one is you go shopping. The third one you have to do laundry, which is essentially throw a bunch of the people's clothes into a fountain and then just toss a bar of soap in there, which is pretty funny. And then the fourth one is that you have to set the dinner table for yourself. And so it's all these like really cute different activities that you do while also simultaneously just being the biggest douchebag you can. And every time you clear out most of these objectives, you'll end up getting a sort of penultimate, penultimate goal or activity or thing on your to-do list.
Usually it's a big one that leads into the next area.
Yeah,
like,
those...
get them to mess up this big part of the area that they're working in.
Yeah,
so it opens up a tiny path for you.
Yeah, one of my favorites is the second area where if you lock the shopkeeper in the garage, she'll be forced to use the side exit and open the gate for you, which you couldn't open before. Yeah, and it just leads to these like really funny situations you put the people into. One of my other favorites is the pub where you drop a bucket on the guy's head and he ends up falling onto a like crate of tomatoes. And so for the rest of the game, even if you like reset to do some of the other challenges, he'll always just have the pattern of tomato on his belly. It's really funny.
No, I do really like those details that are in the game. It is kind of just laugh out loud funny for me a couple of times because it's so goofy. Like, it's a straightforward concept, but it's
very slapstick humor, which I like.
But you can tell they put a lot of love and care into it, because another one I love as well is like the goose, and there's the stone goose. So you start just debating them by like swapping around the ribbon and stuff, and then the position of the goose, and you can just really mess with them in that area. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, my favorite thing is that if because the whole point is that you have to get the ribbon on to complete the to-do list item, but if you do it while she's like just getting done putting the ribbon on, she'll like go like, oh shit.
Yeah, no, I do that as well. Just to start honking at her.
It's so funny. There's just a lot of like humor things you can do in the game as playing as the goose, and a lot of them are just like a lot of the puzzles, or I guess like to-do list thing, which we've been going on for a while, lead into that, because a lot of them are just like be the biggest inconvenience you can possibly be.
Yeah, because a lot of them like there's a kid that has glasses. You can chase him around and that's already fun. But if you really want to be a prick, tie his shoes, chase him, and when he trips over, steal the glasses.
You untie his shoes and then he trips on the shoes.
Either way, mess with the shoes, he'll fall over.
And this is hilarious, because that kid is probably the most tortured character in the game because of all these things. Because when you beat the game, and while you're playing the game, there are these like secret items you can do. Like one of them, which I got on my first playthrough, I only did one playthrough, but that I did before because when you beat the game, you unlock all of the secret ones that you can see now. But one I did before I got that unlocked was locking the gardener out of his garden. And so if you do that, and so it was really funny because I had to reset because I was like, he can't get back in, and I also don't know how to unlock the door.
I think for that area there's like an extra entrance you can go into as the
goose. I only found that out when I had beaten the game, but
because I do try to make sure you don't soft lock yourself. Unironically though, I do remember seeing some speedruns for this game, and it's really funny because like you can pick up items as the goose, and like if you drop and pick them up really quickly, you can do some just stupid shenanigans to like basically slingshot yourself across the map.
That's awesome. But I guess back to what I was saying is about the kid is that like I want to say around like maybe 25% of those secret achievements are just screwing over the kid specifically, because you
give him sunglasses instead of his normal glasses.
Well, no, you make him trip in the puddle that's at the start of the level. I know there's one. You lock him in the garage by honking him all the way over there.
Lure him in there.
Yeah. You can either honk him in there, or I guess try to lure him in there if you steal the sunglasses or the plane that he really likes. And then you can steal his soccer ball and take it all the way to the goal and score a goal in the third area.
Oh yeah, I know that one's really funny.
Yeah, I think that's probably my favorite part about the the post game, because I was gonna say this game has a lot of really good post game content. And my favorite part about it is that because it's unlocked all of this stuff, it really, I guess, like, utilizes the fact that its map is interconnected and does a lot of puzzles based on that.
Yeah, yeah.
Because there's this one puzzle in the third area where you normally would take all of the man's clothes and have those. Because how it works is that one half is this woman's backyard and the other half is this man's backyard, and you would take these three items from the man's backyard and have the woman, who's very artsy, dress up as like a stone bust that she has. But in the post game, you can make it to where you can get items from everywhere. So you can take the farmer's hat up there. You can take the
glasses, probably.
You can take the glasses from the kid, and you can take the. I think you have to take a toothbrush from the second level as well. That you find. You can take all of those and put them in the bust, and that's one of my favorite ones.
No, that's awesome. That's awesome. I just, again, I love the love and care the developers put into this game, just for like finding fun little extra stuff to do that they didn't have to put in, but they allow you to do anyways.
Yeah, it's also just like, I really like this game for how you can sort of snowball a lot of these tasks. Because when you're first playing through it, you're obviously doing it one at a time. But one of my favorite things is that in the post game, you get access to these timed challenges where you have 6 minutes to clear each area. And they're pretty difficult because you have to completely route out this entire area and how it works, so you can try and get multiple, like almost multiple check mark or like list things done at once.
You got to be the most efficient asshole as possible.
Honestly, yeah, no, you have to be the most efficient.
Steal that man's tools, make him hammer his thumb, honk at him, and make him trip.
Yeah, no, it's great. And I just love how. I do think my favorite part is just how interconnected the levels are, and it's why the third level is actually my favorite, because that one is the most interconnected out of all of them.
No, that one is really cool. I'm not really sure what my favorite level is. I do really like the pub level.
The pub's great
because of just how many different things there are to do in it.
Yeah, it's definitely got the most out of all the levels. I also really like the fourth level because you get to steal the old man's chair and make him fall on his ass. It's really funny.
It is really funny. I'd say that is another thing I want to focus on. Like, we mentioned animations, but like I think the art style really works well with this humor as well, because it's like a flat cell shaded style.
Yeah.
So like it's really simple, but it works well for the game. And like the characters, a lot of them don't really have like full faces. Like they have like mustaches maybe, and like, you know, kids' glasses that we mentioned, a couple other distinguishing features.
Still,
but it's not like they have like big smiles and stuff.
Yeah, but the game is able to do so much with its animations because they have such expressive body language. One of my favorite examples of this is that in the second level, there's a thing where there's a shopkeeper, and so you can take the kid's plane and have him buy it back from the shopkeeper.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and that's one of my favorite sequences because you can just see...
You can see how distraught the kid looks.
Yeah, well, because it's like the lady's like, no, give me the money. And then the kid's like, oh, fuck, man. And it's just like, you get all... Even though there's no dialogue in the game whatsoever, you're still able to get all of these emotions across just with their body language. It's really cool.
Yeah, no, the body language, I feel like that is a big highlight, because even though, you know, you're playing as the goose, the human's animations is what really sells it to me.
Yeah.
Of just how pissed off you would be, because like, dude, I really do like hate geese, not goose, but like hate geese, because they can't just be like that. It's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna walk across the road at 2 miles per hour. Look at me, I'm a protected species. If you accidentally hit me, that's a giant fine or even jail time.
I know.
Maybe.
It's...
At least in our state.
Yeah. But it's honestly crazy to me, just like how... I think this game is really good at doing a lot with a little.
Yeah, certainly. Especially because, again, it is like a nice and short playthrough as well. So it's not dragging you on for too long.
Yeah, I think, honestly, if we both hadn't played this, we honestly probably would have done a Two Short Games episode on this, because I think your average playthrough is around like 4 hours.
Yeah, three or 4 hours. And then also, I think you can speed it up a little. Like, let's say if you play directly with a friend, because this game does have co-op, And well, I don't think it, to my knowledge and what I remember, it doesn't really change up any of the puzzles too much. Besides, like maybe it's a little easier to bait some characters while having a second goose steal something. It is still just a lot of fun because at the end of the day, you're playing the Untitled Goose Game. You're just trying to have dumb fun.
Yeah,
all times, especially if you're playing with a friend.
Oh yeah, it's awesome. But yeah, I think is there anything else you want to discuss?
No, not particular. I think we covered most of the bases of just
What makes this game great?
Being an asshole goose.
Yeah, and I would recommend this game to anyone who would like to play it. It's pretty cheap, all things considered. I think it's like what, $20?
Maybe I can check real quick.
Yeah,
I think it does go on sale pretty often.
It does go on sale pretty often, and it's just got such a great sense of humor and style to it. And also, you know, if you don't want to do that, the newest game from this studio, Big Walk, is coming out in a few days, I think, when this is posted. And, you know, I think from the trailers, that game seems to sort of have a lot of the same sort of witty humor and style that this game has.
Yeah. Then I say, it is pretty common for new studios when they release a new game to like put their old games on sale as well. So I can see Untitled Goose Game going on sale if you guys still want to check it out. Because again, it is just a nice, short, and fast experience that I think is going to be very memorable for you.
Yeah, I would have to agree with that.
Yeah, I think with that though, if you guys enjoy this type of content, maybe like the goose, be an asshole and say a little something in the comments, or just give us a honk. Maybe smash your head into that subscribe button.
Yeah, and grab the like button and drag it so it'll input the like. I don't know. But
I don't know. That does kind of remind me. Last thing before we close off is, have you seen that program one YouTuber made that like basically put the goose on your computer?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll like drag your mouse away from you and stuff.
I always wanted to get that, but I just never did. But it's so funny. I remember seeing so many videos about that.
Loki, in the back of my head, I've considered if I have a friend who I'm helping like set up their computer or something, install the goose while they don't know and just let it happen.
That'd be awesome.
Because I can just imagine getting a text, Brewer, why is there a goose on my laptop? It's stealing my mouse.
It's dragging images onto my screen. Help. But yeah.
What is goosexxx.com?
But yeah, no, I think we've covered everything.
Yeah, with that, we've been the Fetch Quest Podcast. Thank you very much for watching. Please play Untitled Goose Game.
Alright, goodbye.